The Detroit Lions just surprised everyone with an unexpected move and a victory that's reverberating throughout the NFL. Amid a series of strategic decisions, the Lions announced the signing of linebacker Ty Summers, and quarterback Jared Goff also spoke candidly about the team's momentum following the 24-9 victory over the Buccaneers, which led to a respectable 5-2 record this season. That's right, while Detroit bolsters its roster with a new defensive player, the team leader made it clear that the spirit of resilience and total focus remain the hallmarks of this group. But what's behind this signing, and what do Goff's words reveal about the Lions' next steps? Before I tell you everything, like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Sources within the franchise have confirmed that 29-year-old LB Ty Summers is back on the Lions' practice squad. For those who don't remember, Summers was a 7th-round pick in the 2019 draft, selected by the Green Bay Packers after excelling at TCU. He had a roller coaster ride in the NFL, with stints with the Packers, Jaguars, Saints, and Giants, before returning to Detroit in search of another opportunity. In 2025, he even appeared in 2 games for the Lions, and now, once again, Dan Campbell's team is banking on the linebacker's experience and versatility to keep pace amid a defense plagued by injuries and tactical adjustments. And the most curious thing? This isn't just a replacement. There's an air of expectation that Summers could, this time, secure a more regular role within the starting lineup. But while the behind-the-scenes buzz is rife with excitement about this arrival, the mood inside the locker room remains confident, and Jared Goff made sure to make that clear in his post-game press conference. The quarterback was passionate about the team's defensive effort, highlighting how the reserves and young talent are capitalizing on their opportunities. Watching these guys step up is a lot of fun. They're playing hard, getting after it, and it brings everyone together, said Goff. Even while acknowledging offensive mistakes, especially turnovers in positive territory, the number 16 made it clear that the group is more united than ever. According to him, the big difference with this Lions team is their ability to bounce back. And he's not wrong. Detroit hasn't lost 2 games in a row in over 3 years, a statistic that demonstrates the solidity of the mentality created by Dan Campbell. When it came to the offense, Goff was full of praise for running back Jahmyr Gibbs, who has demonstrated why he's considered one of the NFL's most explosive players. The quarterback joked that he has the best seat in the house to watch Gibbs take off on the field, noting that the quarterback boasts the 2 fastest runs in the league this season. Once he gets past the safety, it's over. He's gone, he said with a smile. And that's no exaggeration. Gibbs is becoming one of the most feared weapons by opposing defenses, and his performance is a key reason the Lions' offense remains among the most productive in the NFC. Even with the convincing victory over the Buccaneers, Goff was critical of the offensive performance, stating that the team still has a lot to adjust before the season finale. "It's an ugly 24, but we'll take it," he said realistically. According to him, the Lions have high goals, know they could have put the game away earlier, and that there's room for improvement. Still, he made a point of emphasizing that this is a victory that boosts the team's morale as they enter the bye week with confidence and renewed energy, especially with the return of some injured players approaching. "We have a lot of good guys, and those who come in play hard. But of course, it'll be great to have our stars back," he added. This combination of news, Ty Summers' unexpected reinforcement, and Jared Goff's firm statement shows something clear. The Detroit Lions are completely focused on building a solid campaign toward the playoffs. The defense, even under pressure, has shown grit. The offense, despite its flaws, remains lethal when needed. And the locker room, totally united. Detroit is no longer the team that merely promised. It's a team that delivers, that responds, and that is proving week after week that the hype is real. And I want to know your thoughts on this. Could this Ty Summers signing really strengthen the Lions' defense? And what did you think of Jared Goff's comments? Do you agree with him that the team is more mature and resilient than ever? Leave your opinion in the comments because I want to hear what Detroit fans think about this moment.
The Detroit Lions have just become the center of significant speculation in the NFL, and the news is taking everyone by surprise. Sources indicate that the franchise may be eyeing a major defensive reinforcement, and the name in question could completely change the course of the season. We're talking about Rick Woolen, the talented Seattle Seahawks cornerback, a player valued at over $62 million, who may now be on the Lions' radar. But before we explain how this potential trade could unfold and what it would mean for Detroit, like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because explosive news like this could come true at any moment, and you'll want to be the first to know. This movement began to gain momentum after a worrying update regarding Terrion Arnold, the second-year cornerback who suffered a shoulder injury during Week 5 of the NFL season. Initially, the fear was that Arnold would miss the rest of the season, which would be a huge blow to the Lions' secondary. Even with confirmation that the injury isn't as serious as it seemed, and that he could even return as early as this month, the team's management knows that depth at the position is severely compromised. With Khalil Dorsey and DJ Reed also on the injured list, in addition to the absence of Ennis Rackstraw, a 2024 rookie who hasn't yet debuted, Detroit's defense is on high alert. And it's precisely in this scenario that Rick Woolen's name has begun to be floated as an immediate solution. According to Christopher Knox of Bleacher Report, the Lions have been named as potential suitors for Woolen in the massive negotiations leading up to Week 6. The 26-year-old has made 51 starts, with 11 interceptions and 42 pass breakups since arriving in the league. He was one of Seattle's top defensive players in 2022, when he recorded an opponent rating of just 48.7, tying for the NFL lead with 6 interceptions. But curiously, his recent performance has raised doubts within the Seahawks. Under new defensive coordinator Mike Macdonald, Woolen hasn't fit in so well with the system, allowing an opponent rating of 111.2 in 2025, a figure that worries Seattle and raises the possibility of a trade. The most interesting point is that despite this drop in performance, Woolen is still considered a rising talent, with physicality, speed, and game-reading skills that make him a constant threat to opposing quarterbacks. He's exactly the type of player Coach Dan Campbell likes to develop: young, athletic, and hungry to prove his worth. And with Woolen's current contract approaching its end, he will become a free agent in 2026. Bleacher Report believes the Seahawks may prefer to trade him now, rather than pay a new contract worth over $62 million, as estimated by Spotrac. For Detroit, it would be a risky move, but also extremely ambitious. With Arnold's possible absence in the coming weeks, the Lions have been testing Amik Robertson, Rock Ya-Sin, and Avonte Maddox as starters, as well as Trey Flowers and Arthur Maulet on the practice squad. But let's face it, none of these names had the same impact that Woolen could bring. The Seattle cornerback has played at least 85% of the defensive snaps in all 4 seasons in the league, a number that demonstrates consistency, durability, and elite experience. In 2025, he already has 17 combined tackles in a pass defense, solid numbers considering Seattle's turbulent start to the season. If Detroit's front office decides to act quickly, a trade for Woolen before Week 9 could be exactly the boost the team needs to keep their Super Bowl aspirations alive. Even with optimism about Terrion Arnold's recovery, the Lions know the road to February is long, and every decision now could be decisive. In short, Detroit is on the NFL's radar for major moves, and the possibility of adding a young, experienced cornerback with star potential could completely transform the defense. If this actually happens, it would be another bold move by Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, demonstrating that the team is willing to do anything to fight for a title. What do you think, Lions fan? Is it worth paying a premium for Rick Woolen to bolster the secondary? Comment below and let us know if you think this deal could be the turning point of the season.